Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 30 of the Make It Rain podcast. Alongside Mayor's very own Anthony Collazo, I'm Joe O'Regan. The regular season is over. And let's cover the last three games right here, right now.
Welcome to the NHL.
Were you talking to Connor Bedard there?
Yeah, no. It was the other way around. It was no, it was. It was welcome back.
Welcome back, Sid. Welcome back, Sid, and Connor. Welcome to the NHL. Yeah.
It's so corny, but so cool at the same time.
Yeah, good job, whoever the ref was. I don't know.
That was definitely planned by the NHL front office too.
Well, no, really. I could never have guessed. Anyways, 30th episode of the Make It Rain podcast is right here and right now. Let's get into the Zamboni cleaning. Just getting straight into it. So, Angels outfielder Taylor Ward has made his NHL debut.
It's funny because I never knew this, but when he got called up, there's a lot of videos, and honestly, I think it was popular here in SoCal because people were like, "Wait, Taylor Ward in hockey? What is that?"
Huh?
And then I saw a video from, I think it was training camp, where Taylor Ward was like, "Taylor Ward of the Angels, hope you're having a good season, so I can stop getting hate DMs." And I was like, that probably does happen a lot.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Taylor Ward is ice cold for the Angels right now, so hey, he'll figure it out. He will figure it out. I mean, hey, it ain't to take away from the fact that he did score his first NHL goal, of course, on the one night he's up there.
Yeah, what a moment between him and his family, who came down to Ontario to see him play in Ontario.
And I mean, the more you think about it, it's kind of crazy that his dad actually played for the Kings.
Yeah,
too.
it was the first father-son duo to suit up for the Kings in their history.
Ever, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And on that goal, there were 5 former Reign players on the ice when that goal happened. Power play, down 5-0.
I know Malott was on the ice.
It was Clark, obviously Ward, but I believe Turcotte. Wait, I said Turcotte already.
No, you didn't.
No,
you said Clark.
Malott, Ward, Clark, Turcotte.
Byfield?
Hellenius? Or it might have been Byfield.
Byfield?
It
Yes,
was someone
Quinn
else.
Byfield did play for the Reign.
So, yeah. 11 former Reign players in that lineup for their final game versus Calgary.
I mean, that's what happens when you get into the final games of the year and you start resting your guys up. Just a bunch of guys end up taking over. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Other stuff. Well, because Taylor Ward got called up, wow, surprise, Reign need a replacement. So they signed Jared Wright out of University of Denver.
Yes.
To a professional tryout, or an amateur tryout, technically, in this regard. And did he play all 3 games? Yeah, he played all 3 games, didn't he? Yeah, there you go. Cohen Zemer from the Prince George Cougars, of course, made his debut. Turned some heads in training camp and turned some heads, honestly, with Ontario this week. And then Friday night, what happens when you play San Diego? Nothing good, ever. So, Angus Booth and Charles Hudon both get decked by Noah Warren on the goals. I think they're both injured.
They are definitely both injured because they were scratched Saturday night. We'll get to that at the 32-25 mark. But
didn't say 13. That's a miracle.
Yeah, right. I said 32 though. So, but yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yep, we will get to that when we do get to that. Welcome back to episode 30 of the Make It Rain podcast. Game 70, 71, and of course 72. Coming up to you right now. After this ad read from Gowdy Law, we all know having a game plan is key when it comes to your family's future. Are you ready? Gowdy Law is here to help, specialize in estate planning. Gowdy Law ensures your loved ones are protected from losing a ton of money and time to probate when you pass away. Just like on the ice, preparation matters. Don't wait till the last minute to make the right play. Visit GowdyLaw.com today to start planning for the future. Get estate planning pricing and a free consultation around their website. It's literally that simple. The price is right on their website. Gowdy Law makes estate planning easy, understandable, and affordable. As always, the link is in the description. Couldn't think for a second.
We're recording at 10:30. You know, it's a little late.
Yeah, we're gonna try to speed this one up a little bit, I guess. Also, happy Easter. He is risen, by the way. I kind of forgot to say that
Happy
in the intro.
Easter, he is risen. Hey, the only reason why we have all this equipment and I get to work my dream job and he gets to talk on a microphone is because of Jesus Christ and what he did on that cross. So just wanted to get that out there.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing.
Let him say that part. Anyways, game 1, Wednesday night, the Reign take on the Colorado Eagles.
Your Ontario Reigns start the final week of the season with nobody other than the first place Colorado Eagles. First period, the Kings' future is looking bright as a Chromiak opens the scoring with another goal, 14 points in 14 games for him, 7 goals and 7 assists, even split, 1-0 Reign. Not too long after, Stunica finds a Fagemo on the back door. Easy tap in for the Reign single season all-time scoring leader. It is 2-0. Oh baby, when it rains, it pours. Fagemo scores again in the first. 3-0 Ontario. In the second, Big Larry the Lobster gives the Reign insurance. He pots one of his own 4-0. But Eagles fly, they screech, and always claw back. Claw back. 2 goals from Jacob McDonald not only cuts the lead in half, but also makes him the single season all-time leading goal scorer by a defenseman in the entire AHL. Pretty impressive feats. But unfortunately, that is all they will eat. 2 cheeseburgers with no fries. Reign win by the final score of 4-2.
Let me get a big pick too.
From Jacob McDonald. Love it. Eagles lose.
Yeah. Last laugh, you, baby. All right, let's get into the goals of this game. Well, we're off and running early. Martin Chromiak cuts to the middle. Someone tell Trent Meyer to close them legs. 1-0 Ontario. And a little bit later, Lee gathers a puck. Studica. I swear, we all thought Studica was going to shoot this. High slot, it was about as good as it was going to look. But
Fagemo is just lurking on the back door.
Somebody's coming in through the back door. Somebody tell Kelly Rosen to get that guy a map. He is lost in the sauce. 2-0 Reign. And of course, without any further ado, Fagemo scores again. Off of Jackson Stevens, too. Get a little help from the Eagles there.
I tell you what, if Fagemo can get going into the playoffs, that's going to be huge for Ontario.
Watch out. Let's just say that. All right. How about another goal? So Caleb Lawrence, oh, guess what? It hits off Jackson Stevens again. And it comes right back to Lawrence, and he goes top shelf where Mama hides the cookie jar, and the Reign are up 4-0. Now, Jacob McDonald. Just Jacob McDonald. Nothing else needs to be said. Walks the point, gets a shot through traffic, completely eliminates the eyes of Phoenix Copley, and gets right by his blocker. Nope, gets right by his glove, and it's 4-1. And then, without further ado, the single season all-time lead for defensemen in American Hockey League history. Jacob McDonald scores again. I mean, I just love how who else was there? Lawrence, and there was one guy, I think it was Booth.
I can bring it for you. It was
regardless.
Celine, Singleton, Lawrence, Booth, right?
Yeah. I mean, just in one line, as that puck gets by all of them, and Jacob McDonald has his 31st goal of the year. God, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah, when he scored that goal, I mean, the entire Eagles bench came out onto the ice, and I think everybody was confused, like, okay, what
just happened?
What's happening here? 31 by a defenseman, and that is surprisingly, I feel like this.
Yeah,
I feel like if Clark was in the league for another year, he has a chance.
Yeah.
But
that was an AHL record.
All-time single season.
Let's just add this. Why the heck is Jacob McDonald in the AHL then?
Hey, the Avs won game 1 on the night that we're recording, and they are pretty recently Stanley Cup champions. I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they gave Dallas the belt. Let's just say that. 5-1.
What about the Ducks?
Greg Cronin's gone, baby! Whoa! Hey, it's even better for you. Laviolette's gone, too.
Laviolette's also gone. That's kind of crazy.
Cronin and Lav fired within 2 hours of each other is just what the Make It Rain podcast needed. Rangers fan, Ducks fan, Kings team. Yeah.
Kings team.
Dang right. All right. Anyways, game over. Colorado, you lose, and Reign win.
Yeah. Beginning of the game during warm-ups, nobody knew about what was going on. Taylor Ward is not on the ice dressed for warm-ups. And even if you don't know, if you're scratched, you're usually still on the ice for warm-ups. After warm-ups, you get back into your suit. You go sit in the sky bar or whatnot. Ward, not even out there for warm-ups. we thought something was happening, maybe an off-the-record injury or whatnot. Jared Wright slots in for him in that spot. Come to find out, Taylor Ward going to the NHL. First time. Awesome for him.
It was not a one-way ticket, unfortunately. It was a two-way ticket because he went right back down to Ontario.
Hey, I did tweet this out that, no matter what happens to Ward, right, he can never touch NHL ice again, or he can be back with the Kings next year, and he is going to be a hard-working bottom six player for years to come for them.
Yep.
He's always going to have that moment where he scores his first NHL goal on ESPN and
On his first game.
In his first game, and it keeps cutting
On the power play.
It keeps cutting to his dad, who is on the verge of tears and can't believe it.
No, he definitely broke a couple crying out.
Probably did.
He definitely cried.
Awesome moment for Ward. Awesome moment.
He cried. Oh, yeah, by the way, Collazo bomb. First one. First of many for the kid.
Hopefully.
First of many. No, not hopefully. It's going to be first of many.
We'll see. I don't like that kind of talk when it comes to me.
Hey,
hopefully.
I'm just going to say this right now. Yeah, thanks for trying to be humble, buddy.
Don't even.
But
I'm fake arrogant on the video game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fake arrogance.
Yep, that's fair. But when he is, this is your first time. I mean, you were the first person that did break that news, per Mayor's Manor very own.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird for sure. But
shout out Hovind for giving you the news. Probably.
I
can't even confirm that either.
Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I don't reveal my sources. You know what I'm saying? But it was weird seeing my name on Instagram accounts that were per Anthony Collazo, and I'm like, whoa,
pipe dream.
That's weird.
It's like a pipe dream almost.
Phoenix Copley looked really, really good in this game.
Shocker.
We're gonna talk about Corey George in game 2, and I mean how he has looked through his first 2 games in the AHL. Phoenix Copley.
Blooper.
Phoenix Copley, calm, poised, really sharp against the Eagles, who are very high-powered offense. He looked amazing. Referees swallowing their whistles in this game.
It's a playoff preview after all. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense that the refs are doing that.
We got Jordan Samuel Thomas for the last 2 games of this week. But in game 1, we did not have him. Probably the best refereeing that we saw this entire week.
Yeah, I'm not going any further.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Colorado did put up a couple of extra chances with the net empty in the third. And also, the Reign have not scored a hat trick this year, and it's about as close as we're going to get to one. Fifi Fagimo hits the crossbar in the third period.
Tragic.
With an empty net.
Tragic.
And he was inside the blue line. Ouch.
He didn't even have to, he didn't have to elevate it.
Yeah, and I was going to say, he didn't even have to lift the puck.
It's almost like he tried to make a statement. We know Fagimo is a showman. He's a showman, bro. He tried to make a statement with that hat trick goal, first one of the year.
Yeah.
Hit the crossbar.
And then he hits the crossbar. And then he looks to the heavens asking why.
Tragic.
Tragic is correct.
Yeah, man. Great game for the Reign against the first place Eagles, obviously. Came out with energy on a Wednesday night, which is something Sturm has emphasized time and time again. He believes that they are so bad on Wednesdays because crowd isn't as big as it would be on a weekend game like a Friday or a Saturday.
I mean, this crowd was pretty big for a Wednesday game, though.
It was, and that's been a theme all year long.
The upper deck was actually kind of packed.
Yeah, I mean, the Reign had definitely added some fans since last year's playoff run and whatnot. People are coming out in the IE area. Came out with energy, make a statement, big game feel. Came out, won the game. If the Reign can keep their games 5-on-5, they're going to be a dangerous team. Just do not go down and play on the PK because, I mean, even on the power play, I think the best chances Abbotsford had in game 3 later on, some of the best chances came from when the Reign were on the power play. Weird? Yes.
Very.
I don't know. Maybe they should start declining their power play.
They need to fix up. They need to do something. I mean, with this game, the physicality was there. Like, Tate Singleton was laying checks, something you would totally expect out of a 5'9" forward. Andre Lee, Caleb Lawrence, all the big guys were holding the puck, were knocking guys off the puck, really using their strength. The Reign played a very complete game. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
100%. No doubt about it. Let's not complain any further. So, game 2. couple days later, Game 71 of 72, and the San Diego Gulls are in town for one last SoCal Series matchup in the opening frame. Sorry, what was that? Oh, my bad. My bad, producer. Sorry. In the middle frame, Charles Hudon gets a penalty shot, and of course he converts it. King Charles has his 20th of the year, and it's 1-0 Ontario. And only a few minutes later, super lanky Larry the Lobster tips one home. 22% tip just because that's his number, and it's 2-0 Ontario. However, in the third period, Carter George is human. Anaheim Ducks forward Sam Colangelo gets a goal, his 20th of the year. It's 2-1. But despite a few golden chances in the third for San Diego, they squander them, and it's a successful day of bird hunting for the Reign. They take down the Gulls by the final of 2-1.
Man, how devastating that Carter George goal was, man.
That was sad.
Oh, it was sad. It was sad.
It was kind of like the small violin, just.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was tragic,
Sucks.
man. I mean, I had a stat on my X. I'll find it.
He didn't allow a goal for 114 minutes and 49 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that.
I don't know if that's correct or not, but it might be close.
While you recap the goals, I'll bring it up.
114 minutes and 19 seconds.
Of scoreless hockey in his professional day, in his two professional games ever.
That's impressive.
18 years old, dude. Like, people, okay, this is gonna sound like I'm tooting my horn. I'm not, okay, I promise. What I'm doing right now as media at 19, right? People think that's impressive. This kid's 18. Like, when I was in high school, right? And I came up to bat with like the bases loaded, I used to be nervous out of my mind in a high school game.
You couldn't imagine what this is.
I mean, 18 years old, dude, and you're playing in professional hockey in the middle of a playoff race.
They built different up in the Big Maple.
He's such a calm. And Stern mentioned this after the game. I asked him, like, you've been around hockey for a long time. How impressive is this? Like, you've seen a lot of stuff in your life. He said, it's impressive. He's so calm back there, but that's just kind of his personality.
Poise. You've got to have poise as a goalie.
100%.
Because you can't be spazzing out in the net when the game's tight.
And apparently that's just his personality.
You got to be loose. You can't be like...
You got to be loose.
You got to be loose. Got to make saves. All right. This is not... I'm not trying to serenade you guys. Sorry.
You got to make saves. You got to
make it happen.
You got to stay compact. You can't panic.
Anyways, moving on. Goals, per usual. Playing dirty. I mean, you could point this out like a couple of times. Noah Warren just decked a couple of Reign guys. Open ice hits, like the Reign are skating into the zone, and Noah Warren is like, "Where are you going?" Boom,
boom,
boom, boom. Yeah,
boom,
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 boom. Yeah, I don't want to play that game either.
Boom, boom. I want you in my room.
Okay, anyways, let's not get copyrighted. All right, first goal. So we're going to break this down. The penalty first on Hudon gets held and hooked by, you guessed it, Noah Warren. He got held, hooked, and tripped all on one breakaway. And Charles Hudon gets rewarded a penalty shot for it. And then swinging in left from the B perfect, comes back, pulls it forehand, and goes right over the blocker of Oscar Dansk. He's having a horrendous year, by the way. 1-0 Ontario, and only a few minutes later, on the power play, Caleb Jones puts a shot up front, and Caleb Lawrence tips it home.
Yeah, impressive goal.
Breakdown concourse, Reign scored a power play goal.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, no joke. And then Carpenter shoots it, blocked, and Sam Colangelo, I mean, just pulls it back, rips it, and goes right over Carter George's glove.
Very unfortunate.
I think Sam Colangelo might be the only person this year that had more than 10 goals in the AHL and the NHL. He had 10 with the Ducks and 20 with the Gulls.
Like in that organization or like an entire AHL?
In that organization.
Okay.
He had 10 goals in the NHL and 20 in the AHL in one season.
Impressive.
That's very
another
impressive.
thing, man. I mean, we'll get to it. I don't know if you want to talk about it at the end of this episode or in our playoff preview. That's coming out Wednesday.
We're gonna get to this now. Like, Duck season's over, King season isn't. So the Gulls got Nikita Nestorenko and Sam Colangelo for this game.
And not even that. Stern mentioned this. I don't think you've watched the post game from Saturday's game against Abbotsford.
I have not.
So
I'll watch it probably
the
soon.
Reign is gonna play. We don't know yet, but you guys will know when this podcast comes out. They're playing either the Barracuda or the Wranglers.
Barracuda.
What is the common ground between those two teams?
Both of those teams are not in the playoffs.
They're parent clubs. So guess what? Their guys are coming down to the AHL and the Reign. So that's another thing they got to take into account in round one. Like, they're gonna have NHL guys down. The Goals had NHL guys down in this game. Sam Colangelo scores on Corey George for his first flaw, if you will.
Yeah.
In the pros.
First downturn in the pros, if you even want to say that. But yeah, I mean, to put it in short, now, depending on who the Reign play, like in round one, if you play the Barracuda, you're going to have to deal with Askarov. You're going to have to deal with Podorowski if he's back. We don't even know if he's back or not.
He's going to be back.
I mean, there are definitely other people that I am missing here.
I mean, if they really wanted to, the Barracuda, if they really wanted to,
they are not sending Celebrini.
But if they really wanted to, if they really did, like
they are not
if
sending
they wanted,
Celebrini down.
like if they wanted to,
I don't
really
even know if
win
that's
the Calder Cup,
legal.
it's probably not.
It's not. I was gonna say, you didn't get paper transactions.
Hockey transactions are by far the stupidest in
they're
pro
the
sports.
weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, by far.
I mean, maybe Will Smith can come down. Did Will Smith like have a rehab assignment at all?
The actor, the lefty on the Braves, the catcher on the Dodgers, or the hockey player?
The hockey player on the Sharks.
Not sure.
Okay, my bad. Fresh Prince of San Jose. Anyways, shout out Hockey Psychology for that one. But regardless, Reign win. Friggin' dust in my face. What the heck? All right.
Did you mention? I know you mentioned the Goals playing dirty and stuff like that, but did you mention Angus Booth and Charles Udon?
Yeah. Though, well, they were two of the victims, and they are both hurt.
2 of 3 of the victims, because Andre Lee went down.
Andre Lee did go down, yeah.
But he came back. Hudon and Booth, unfortunately, went down, did not return that game, and did not return in Game 3 versus Abbotsford.
Yeah. Let's just say this. I think Warren set a screen, and then Booth and Hudon both ran into a brick wall.
Yeah, bro. Brick wall. Hall of Fame brick wall like in 2K.
Boom!
What else, dude?
Nom.
Caleb Lawrence, power play time. I mean, Sturm said it wasn't a good thing. Probably not a good thing in his post game.
Well, no. I mean, Hudon is usually there.
Hudon was down. I think at this time Lee was also might have been down as well.
He might have, yeah.
And obviously Booth. So Sturm was saying that he looked down at his bench and was like, Singleton,
Larry, get out there.
Singleton, right. It's going to have to be Lawrence.
Yeah.
Goes out there, gets it from the net, gets a goal. Pretty impressive from the first-year pro.
Maybe that's what the Reign needed, a big body in front of the net.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something
maybe that's all they need.
It's something you can't write off, that's for certain. You can't write that off.
Who played in front on the power play 1? Does anyone?
I mean, is it Stunica?
Oh, wow, I don't think anyone plays in front of the net.
I mean, Stunica
that might
is
be
the
the
bumper.
answer. Holy crap, we just found the answer to the power play struggles. You got to get someone from the net. You need
to any team that's watching, just click away now. Click away now.
to every great power play, you have a Chris Kreider.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to have somebody that's willing to clamp the garbage. Like, we stated this before, like Joe Hickett's second game of the year against San Jose. You got to be able to get the greasy ones. Got to be able to get the dirty goals. It's the gritty goals that win hockey games sometimes. Believe it or not. We'll get into that on Saturday's game. We're recording this Saturday night, guys. Sorry. Yeah, so we'll get into that.
Yeah. All right.
And with that, the final game of the year right now.
Game 72 of 72 for the Reign, and it is
we made it.
Big one. Abbotsford is in town, and the winner takes the 2 seed in the Pacific Division. First period, the Godfather strikes again. Glenn Godden puts the Reign up 1. Unfortunately, Linus Carlson gets one of his own. Game is tied at 1. Let's teeter-totter. You cannot spell response without DRE and Andre Lee. That's not true. But Lee stays hot and puts Ontario up 2-1. Former New York Ranger Victor Mancini traded in the JT Miller trade. What is he doing in the AHL? Oh yeah, Vancouver sucks. Mancini ties it at 2. Skip the second period. We're going into the third. Oh, I'm not going to get this right.
Akito Hiroshi.
We'll go with that. He gives Abbotsford the lead. 3-2. Things are looking meek for the Reign. But Big Larry the Lobster does it again. Tie game with less than 5 minutes to play. 1 minute later, Max Sasson gives Canucks the lead, followed by an empty netter by R.C. Baines. Thanks, Samer Fugimo. Rain loose. 5-3.
Dang, Fugimo just caught a stray. For all the right reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Once again, we're seeing another team where their parent club is not in the playoffs. Weird how that works.
Dude, real quick, let's just go down the line of the division.
Let's go down the
Avs.
Pacific Division. The Avs are in the playoffs. All right, hold on. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm going alphabetical here. Avs for Canucks. Vancouver isn't in. Bakersfield Condors, they're not even in the playoffs. Calgary Wranglers are in, and the Flames aren't. Oh, weird. Coachella Valley Firebirds and Seattle Kraken didn't make it. Up. Colorado and the Avs. Okay, we found one. Henderson's not in the playoffs, and Vegas won the division, so shocker. Ontario and the Kings are both in the playoffs. Goals and the Ducks. Trash organization at this moment in time. San Jose, Barracuda, and the Sharks. The Sharks aren't in the playoffs. And then the Tucson Roadrunners and the Utah Hockey Club.
Wow.
Nice try, Utah. You didn't make it.
So is it only 2 teams? Or
it's only 2 teams.
Or 3 teams technically with Henderson, but Henderson is not even competitive at the moment.
No.
So it's Ontario.
It's Ontario and Colorado.
Oh my God.
That's
insane.
Here's the difference. Colorado is the 1 seed. They're not playing in the next week. They could get bounced by Dallas and be completely fine.
Yeah, I saw Victor Mancini score that goal, and I was like, bro, he was a consistent starter for New York this season. Like he was
in the bottom 6.
Yeah, he wasn't like a Arthur Callier where he'll play like a game and sit 3. Like Mancini was in the lineup every single game.
Yep.
And I saw him score, and I'm like, Victor Mancini.
Why do I recognize that name? And then I enlighten him literally a couple minutes later, and I'm like, dude, Rangers legend Victor Mancini.
I was like, no way, Victor Mancini is in the AHL, bro.
Yeah, I forgot he got traded there. I also completely blows over my mind that Philip Hedl got traded to the Canucks too. So,
dude, he had another concussion to end the season. He's gotta retire, bro. I mean, my gosh, I'm not even kidding when I say that either.
What
dude.
in the Nolan Patrick? If you know, you know.
It's actually so bad.
Yeah, let's get into the goals now. All right, here we go. Let's start the party. Glenn Gaudin. 1-0 Ontario. Pull it in from the left circle.
Glenn Gaudin has probably been the most consistent goal scorer for the Reign.
Okay, also one more thing. Glenn Gaudin, Jack Studnicka, 72 of 72 games for the Ontario Reign. They were in all 72. How many times did I just say 72 in the past 10 seconds?
That's
I don't
crazy.
know.
You want to know what's crazier?
Joseph Ciccone, 72. What about 74?
That's gotta be some type of record.
That might be. So for the people at home that are just like thinking like there's 72 AHL games. So Joe Ciccone did play for the Iowa Wild, was traded in the Tyler Madden trade over to the Reign. But the Wild were 2 games ahead of the Reign. He joins the Reign and plays the rest of the games. So he played 2 more than 72.
It's crazy.
That is crazy, though.
Someone get that dude some like an ice bath or something, bro.
They got to have endless Epsom salt in the Reign locker room.
Gotta be.
God. Surely. And then going back to the goals, Linus Karlsson cleaning up the garbage up front, and Abbotsford levels things at 1. Couple minutes later, by couple I mean 6 minutes later, Andre Lee, 1-timer, great feed by Jack Studnicka. Tees one up, top right, and the Reign take a 2-1 lead. And then
this puck was actually cleared, and it hit JST along the boards, and then bounced to Studnicka, and Studnicka just a good feed to DRE Andre.
You notice how I'm trying to avoid JST as much as I can right now. God, the refereeing is horrible. All right, anyways, moving on. Victor Mancini, he loses Taylor Ward.
That's not an AHL move, dude.
He loses Taylor Ward, pulls into the middle, and then right between the circles just buries it, and we're tied 2-2 into the first intermission. Shocker, nothing happened in the middle frame. And then in the third period, Akito Hirose. Where is this guy from?
Japan.
No, Calgary.
Calgary.
Calgary,
No, he's
Alberta.
not.
Yeah, he's born in Calgary. I was gonna say he's got to have Japanese descent.
No, he's not, dude.
He's got to have Japanese descent. There's no way.
Do you
Yeah.
see the way he looks?
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah, I got it. I got it. We got the
Nah.
reference.
Nope.
We got it. Yeah.
Nope.
He says he's born in Calgary, Alberta. Hey, his parents could have moved over. Like Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin, I don't think was born in Korea. I think he was born in L.A.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna stop ourselves right there. He scores, Abbotsford gets ahead, and then about 10 or 11 minutes later, it's Caleb freaking Lawrence. Just throws a puck in front. Element was just camped out, tent and everything, and had the fire going in front of the net. He was just camped out there, and the puck, I don't know if it hit off his skate inadvertently or hit something else, but it goes in. It's Caleb Lawrence's goal, and the rain tied things up.
I think everyone thought it was Sean Element's goal at first glance. You see the replay, it goes off Atu Ratu. It goes off his skate and deflects in, unfortunate.
Yeah. Spell Atu Ratu down below in the comments. You won't get it right, probably. Max Sasson. All right. So, for the people at home, Game 7 last year, Leafs Bruins, outlet pass by McAvoy. Pasternak takes it and just undresses, I believe it was Joseph Wall. I'm trying to remember who the other Leafs goaltender was at the time. No, I'm pretty sure it's Joseph Wall. Yeah, Max Sasson scores top right corner, and Abbotsford takes a 4-3 lead. Bang! And then, with 2.5 minutes left, Marco Sturm out of the media timeout thinks it's the greatest idea ever to empty the net, and then Rain lose a draw. They do kind of get the puck back. Fagemo then coughs it up along the wall. It goes out to center ice. Chase Wouters chases down the puck. Whacks at it, misses. Then, I believe... Yeah. Who's 54?
Or
Atu Ratu. Atu Ratu feeds Chase Wouters, and then Wouters to Baines. Baines, wide open net. Game over.
was it an offensive zone loss? I thought if I remember correctly, it was a win. Let's go back to it real quick.
They did not.
It was like
win
a
that.
tie up.
It was kind of a tie up.
loss.
Yeah.
Man,
They did not go back with that puck. It was not a clean win. You need clean wins when you have an empty net. But we also need to point out the fact that there's 2.5 minutes left and the Rain are down 1 and the net's getting pulled.
I think he would argue against you.
God, I sound like a broken record when I've said this so many times. Marco Sturm, and this isn't even the first instance anymore. This is a recurring thing. Pulling the goalie too early. Again. Once again, 2.5 and 3 minutes, in my opinion, is super early to be pulling the goaltender. You can try to win a draw. Then when you win the draw, then you contemplate it. But just outright pulling the goalie in this situation is a bad idea, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's not going to take my word of advice, but seriously.
Yeah, I'm not even too sure if I disagree with you. I think that's a question I forgot to ask in the post game. I was going to ask, and it kind of lost my mind with other conversations that came up.
Yeah.
But I think he would disagree with you. I think he likes the early pool. I don't know. I mean, I didn't think it was obnoxiously early, like the game versus San Jose, I believe it was, where he pulled it with 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, and
3.5 minutes left, and it's that's a little bit egregious, if we want to say.
Yeah, man, the Canucks from, I wouldn't say beginning to end, first period, it started off almost like a game, almost like a scrimmage, if you will. It kind of seemed like they weren't gonna do too much with each other, no hits. And that all changed at the end of the first period when Stunica slashed Linus Karlsson.
It wasn't even
a
slash. It was a spear.
Yeah,
he speared his leg.
For no reason. Things got chippy at the end of period 1. Went over into period 2. You gave the Canucks something to... you lit a fire under the
Under the Canucks bum.
Under the Canucks.
Put that in the blooper reel, too.
And,
yeah.
They came out the second period, and they were a different team, man. They have won 15 of 17 for a reason.
Make it 16 of 18 with this game. And you also got to realize there are multiple NHLers on the Abbotsford Canuck roster in this game. For example, Victor Mancini.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
I think Archie Baines was also in the NHL for a
Archie
nice period of
Baines
time.
was absolutely in the NHL for a minute. Like, Jonathan LeCarry-Mackey was in the NHL for a little bit. Let me keep going down the line here and see if we can find someone else. Atu Rutu was in the NHL for a little bit. Sammy Blais is a formidable NHL player. Christian Wolanin has played in the NHL before. Linus Karlsson had time with the Canucks this year. Vancouver, that being. You see where we're heading with this? And then, not even stated, I think he was scratched this game, Archer Seelovs is in goal for them. He was their backup at the start of the year before Demko got back.
Yeah.
They faced Nikita Tolopilo this game. I got that part. All right, I'm done ranting about the NHL bit. Let's head to the rain weather report. Rain win the week, blah, blah, blah. Heading to the rain weather report right now. I have the 100%, I believe. Shocker. Larry the Lobster. Caleb Lawrence, give it to him.
3 goals. And if you want to count the last game of last week, 3 goals and 1 assist in the last 4 games.
Yeah, that'll work.
He has really carved out a role for himself as the 4th center of this team. And in all honesty, I just want to tell Sturm, hey, I was right this entire time. Caleb Lawrence keep getting bounced up and down from the AHO and the ECHO, and I didn't understand why. I like how Lawrence plays a physical game. He's a strong kid, 6'7", with an appetite for scoring and skates really well. I thought that, he was always going to be a big piece for the Reign when he first came up. Wasn't. And now he is heading into the playoffs.
Weird.
His goal Saturday night against the Canucks to tie the game was one of the clutchest goals all year. Got the crowd really fired up. Unfortunately, all for naught. But
yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later.
But it was a cool moment for Caleb Lawrence.
Yeah, Caleb Lawrence. 4 straight games to the point.
Yeah.
3 goals and an assist. He's a +2 player right now. And I mean, 6 shots on goal in those past 4 games. And he's got 3 goals. Now, there are a couple of tip-in goals in there as well. So you got to be able to account for that.
No, for sure. But, I mean, he's making things happen on the ice. 6 for 6, 225. Dude's a massive guy.
He's a monster.
When he first broke into the AHL in November, he had a really good month. 2nd career game, 1 goal against Colorado, at Colorado. And then 4 games into his career, scored a goal against Henderson. Then the 5th game in his career, when they played the Texas Stars at home, 1 goal and 1 assist. They started messing with him a little bit, setting him up and down. Went a long stretch without doing anything.
Yep. You're gonna do the mess around.
Mess around.
Shout Ray Charles. Yeah. And then they finally stuck him on the 4th line with the interchanging Element, Doty, and Singleton. And Buddy goes berserk. Let's just say that.
Yeah, 1 assist against San Jose at San Jose, and then
3 straight goals.
This week, 3 straight goals in 3 straight games.
I mean, right place, right time, if you want to say that, but that's Caleb Lawrence for you. He plays like he is 6'7".
Yeah.
He's very good at protecting the puck. He's kind of a gentle giant, though, when it comes to the physicality. We'd like to see a little bit more out of him, especially because he is 6'7" after all.
6'6".
6'6", close enough.
Yeah, I was wrong the first time.
6'7".
6'7". Oh, gosh. And a clip.
Game over, and I'm teed up. All right, cool. Anyways, 50%. Who do you got?
I'm going with the one and only Glenn, the Godfather. God in 1 goal,
Shocker.
2 assists. Man, he's been so great all year around. What a signing. I know it's the AHL.
Consistency wins in the AHL. And Glenn Godin, of course, as we stated earlier, played all 72 games. 26 goals, 36 assists, 62 points. 57 penalty minutes is kind of crazy. Plus 23 for the Reign this year.
Yeah, this is by far the best year of his career. I mean, the more...
Not even close, brother.
I was going to say the more games are played.
Career high in goals, career high in assists, career high in points, career high in plus minus. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, and again, I was going to say...
Career high in shorthanded goals in a year.
I was going to say that the more the games play on, but the season's over. So yeah, those are his career highs. Those are
5 for 5 in shootout.
D-found numbers.
Yeah.
Unbelievable signing from Ontario.
Yeah. I kind of recognize this when they did sign him last year, and I'm like, ooh, Glenn Godin. I've heard this guy before. Yeah, he was on the San Diego Gulls, and he was one of their main pieces. He was their first-line center before they got Ryan Carpenter to replace him this year.
Yeah, and one thing that kind of goes under the radar too is how good he is at inside the circle. He is consistently over 50%, and not only is he over 50%, he's way over. I mean, he has games where he's 18 for 27, and games like that. That's really important, and Sturm stresses faceoffs a lot. I know he loves Godin. I know. I just know that's his favorite player.
Yeah, that's a faceoff taker right there.
Yeah.
I mean, did you kind of mailed in the faceoff stats this year, but in the stats that you did do, he was kind of the runaway leader.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, it was him. Him and Stunica were pretty interchangeable at the start of the year, and then Godin just gone
For sure.
Gone. Eat my dust. He told Jack
Stunica.
That's all for Glenn Godin, pretty much. He had a heck of a week. Man, that's a lot of score sheet. Yeah, Glenn Godin, 50%. 0% just because if you want to play Max Sassen's goal, who is that? Jack Millar got his doors blown off, so he's getting the 0%. Like that, honestly, that's just falling asleep at the wheel. That cannot happen.
He was one of the better defensemen on the Reign. I would still argue he is, but
that was a bad play.
Not only was that a bad play, but when everybody was healthy, before Angus Booth went down,
he was getting scratched.
Millar was getting scratched. So
there's got to be something.
I don't think so. I just think that he wants to keep Hickett and Sakoni together. Booth Celine. Well, Celine was scratched too. He had a Walsh out there. He had a Dvorak out there. It's gonna be interesting to see what Sturm does as far as the blue line. The blue line goes in playoffs.
In the playoffs, Marco Sturm's got a pretty good problem to have. He's gonna have too many guys. And he's gonna have to try and pick his best 6 night in and night out.
Yep.
So there you go. That's all you need to know in that regard.
Final standings, except for San Jose and Calgary, who the Reign are gonna play, and we don't know yet.
So one more thing, just before we get into that, one game on Easter Sunday, and of course, it's to find out who the Reign are gonna play. So we could have broke into, hey, here's San Jose's guys, here's how they stack up against the Reign. Here's Calgary's guys, here's how they stack up against the Reign. Ha! Nope. It never, ever works that way.
Never, but at least we have all the playoff teams who are already in, clinching the division. The Colorado Eagles with 94 points. In second place, it could have been the Reign, but it's the Abbotsford Canucks who had
92.
An unbelievable stretch of games to end the year. 92 points, like you said. Third place.
Reign, 90 points.
90 points in
falling
fourth.
1 point short of what they had last year at 91.
Wow. And I feel like they were more consistent this year too. But last year they had some really crazy streaks of winning. Coachella Valley Firebirds, almost a new school rival of the Ontario Reign.
Fourth place at 83 or 84?
84 points. And Jason, the Firebirds PA announcer, was at the game on Saturday night. And it seems like both clubs are rooting for a second round matchup between the Reign and Firebirds.
The Coachella Valley Firebirds! He doesn't even get to say Firebirds. It's just Coachella Valley Horn.
I tell you what, it would be crazy if those two teams match up in the second round. But you gotta get past...
Reign.
Good.
Daniel Sprong, King Kong. I'm not going any further. Reign in 5.
Reign in 5. Well, 5 games would be the max amount of games that you can play. It would be a stressful series.
It would be a stressful series. However, I think those two teams against each other, if the Kings are done, Reign in 3. Ooh. Honestly.
Clark, Kalanius,
Malott. Like, do we need to go any further?
I don't think there's anyone else. I think that'll be it. Yeah.
Still, that's pretty game changing.
That is pretty game changer. Here's where it gets interesting for the Reign. The loser, or not even the loser. Let's break into this a little bit. We're getting up there in time. San Jose Barracuda, 81 points. Calgary Wranglers, 79 points. Joe just said, of course, they're playing on Easter Sunday. The one game in the AHL, it's them.
Yeah.
So, if San Jose gets a point, it's wraps.
Yeah.
Don't matter what happens.
If Calgary wins, they jump San Jose because they will have them in the tiebreaker, I think.
If Calgary, hold on, this is actually crazy. Wait, no,
Hold on, I'm
No.
looking with you here.
no, it's not crazy. Oh yeah, if Calgary wins,
Yeah, they will jump them because they'll have them in regulation wins.
Calgary wins in regulation. The Reign are gonna face the San Jose Barracuda in the first round.
If anything else happens, they play the Calgary Wranglers in round 1.
And honestly, I like that matchup for
Yeah.
the Reign. I think they played the Wranglers very well.
They did play the Wranglers very well this year. I mean, they also kind of played San Jose pretty.
did.
They did play San Jose pretty good. Take away the first game where they got blown to shreds 5-0. They played them really good. And also, with those two teams, all 3 games are going to be down here. So, as of right now, the playoff schedule, Thursday, game 1, April 24th at Crypto.com Arena, 7 p.m. puck drop. Be there, even though I'm not because we're playing. Saturday, 6 p.m. at Crypto.com Arena, game 2. Be there. I should be there for that one, though. And then
Be there, actually be there.
Please. And then if we need a game 3, it's April, is it 27th?
24th, 28th. Okay, it'll be 24th, 26th, 28th.
Who cares? It's that Sunday or Monday at Toyota Arena
Monday.
at 7 p.m.
And then last seed, Tucson Roadrunners,
We'll be
74
taking on.
points.
They will be heading up to Abbotsford.
Despite Baco beating Henderson 8-2 tonight and doing everything they
God.
can,
The 2-point conversion is good. We had a
Tucson-
football score.
we did, and Tucson edged out the Colorado. Whoa, 7-4. Jeez, I didn't even realize that. They actually kind of smoked.
They both had 74 points, but they killed them in regulation wins.
Yeah,
Damn, Bakersfield had 23 regulation wins and 32 total wins.
that's crazy.
I mean, it's also crazy that the Reign also had 10 overtime wins this year.
So, we will come to you on Wednesday with a playoff preview, either Reign and Barracuda or Reign
Wranglers.
Wranglers. I mean,
The Wranglers.
leave a comment down below what you want to see. It's going to be interesting.
What do you want to see?
Ooh. Man, I don't really care, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, either way, I think it's going to be a good series. The winner of game 1 is going to be really important.
Yes, no doubt about it. I mean, the Reign are going to get all 3 home games. I would love to see them play Calgary just because they've ran their game all year. I also don't want to run into the young and talented prospect system that is the San Jose Sharks, as there may be 1 or 2 players down there at this moment in time, for all we know. I would way rather run into Cooley than Askarov. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Reign fans would agree with me in that regard. However, I'm not going to be excited for Adam Klapka if we have to play him. He is a force.
Yeah, and then we'll see.
Klapka, Aspero, Solovyov, like all those guys on Calgary. It's gonna be a show. It will be a show.
It's going to be a show, and then we're gonna
Get your popcorn.
see what happens, man. Round 1 is always the most nerve-wracking series, just because it's a 3-game set.
Mhm.
Anything can happen. I mean,
Yeah.
game 1 winner takes like 90% of the series, so
Yep.
it's gonna be important.
It's usually how it is.
And yeah, man, regular season's over. This is the last time that we ever do an episode like this for the season.
Yep. From here on out, we are not on the Sunday schedule anymore. Or for us, the Sunday recording schedule, the Monday release. We will be releasing by game. So follow us over on Instagram, X, subscribe on YouTube. And follow us on TikTok so you don't miss an episode of the Make It Rain podcast, especially during this playoff season. I mean, as time goes on, if the Reign do make it to round 3, there will be changes to this podcast because somebody here is not going to be in California by that point in time. So there may be changes that need to be made, and we will do that
Dang.
accordingly.
You're not gonna see the freaking.
If they make the Calder Cup final, I might fly back for one day. I'm not going to lie to
Is
you.
there a team in South Dakota for the AHL?
Or North Dakota, you mean?
North Dakota?
No. No, there is no team there.
Tragic.
No. it's
Who would be the
not.
closest team? If you know. Where's Rockford?
I mean, I think it would probably be the Manitoba Moose. Seriously.
Nah. Do you know where Manitoba is?
Manitoba is literally just north of North Dakota.
No, it's not just north. It's way north of the border.
Oh, God.
Way north. Like, it's not close.
I mean, if you want an NHL team, the Winnipeg Jets, I think, are the closest to us. That's crazy. Yeah, anyways, this is not trivia right now. Let's honestly, I hope we get to that point because that's a problem I'm very willing to have. With that being said, thank you very much for watching episode 30 of the Make It Rain podcast. I already said it. Follow us over on Instagram, X, TikTok, all at Make It Rain Pod. Subscribe down below, turn that notification bell on. Have a great week. We will see you Wednesday. God, that's so weird to say.